Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Life with Brian. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry, I've been a little bit behind on the content. Been having a lot of things going on, mostly having to do with the condo in Manhattan that we just closed on. So having to take care of the logistics of having stuff moved out there, and the closing itself was very interesting and time consuming. But anywho, that's done, and we just got back from New York actually. Got the place furnished and ready to go, so that's just very all exciting and fun. But back in Houston right now, and I just got back, or just went to Laura, dropped off the Supra, and I'm in my 996 Turbo with factory installed aero kit, which I love. This car is, again, I know I say this about all my cars, guys, but I don't drive it as much as I would like to, primarily because of the kiddos. It's not very practical. The back seats are kind of not really back seats. You only have two doors, so this is certainly kind of a weekend / just me or the wife going out type of car. And obviously I have some other cars I have in the rotation as well, so it does not get driven a lot, maybe once every 2 weeks. But I love driving this car specifically because of the buttery smooth shifter. For those of you who follow the channel, you know that I had a 2001 996 Turbo. 2002 actually. It's 2001, 2002. Had it for about 4 or 5 years, but it was the tiptronic, the automatic. That was really the only thing, the only knock that I had against the car. It was always super reliable, very, very reliable. And people always say that these Porsche turbos are, or the 911 specifically, but the 911 Turbo is the most versatile, easy to use, everyday supercar. Okay, yeah, whatever, it's not a supercar, but it certainly is a super sports car. I think anyone would agree with that. And the only thing missing from my earlier 996 was, of course, that manual. So now that I can shift through, road through my own gears, it's so much more enjoyable. And I love the black. I love the black wheels. I just love how this car is spec'd out. So very, very happy that I've had this car. I've had it for over a year now, maybe a year and a half. And yeah, no problems, knock on wood. Love driving the car, I just don't get to drive it as much. I've thought about occasionally, every once in a while, maybe upgrading, right? I just got this car, but maybe getting a more modern Porsche 997 maybe. But I honestly, guys, I like the way this car looks, the way it drives. I like the size, the weight. These 911s definitely got more bloated and heavy and teched out. And if you look at, heck, even the 996 versus the 997, let alone today's iteration, they almost look like completely different cars. Just like the M3s and have gotten bigger, and basically all cars for that matter have gotten bigger as well. But you just really put this, you park next to even a 997, which happened a few months ago. You definitely see the size difference, the proportions, and obviously that extra size, that extra weight affects kind of how the car drives, how it feels. I really kind of think that this, I'm biased, of course, but this iteration was kind of the sweet spot. Yes, I know, like, they're not water cooled, super, awesome round headlights, and what is it, dripping watery egg headlight thing that people knock these cars about. Whatever. I think they look fine. I think they look kind of good, actually. I think they kind of stand out. And I personally think, again, I know this is blasphemy, but I personally think that the 996, even quite honestly the 997s, they look better than the earlier iterations. Like I get they're like the holy grail, and you know they're like all those older Porsches or all those older 911s are appreciating and people want them, and you know. But I personally think, just from a look standpoint, it doesn't do it for me. And again, I know I'm in the minority there. You know, Porsche purists are gonna say it's blasphemy and that I'm a moron, but I kind of like the more modern looking Porsche, which I think kind of started with the 996 iteration. It's kind of continued through. It's just the 996 is smaller and not as heavy as the current generations. So I think they really kind of hit the sweet spot with this car. And yeah, considering this is what, like a 22-year-old car, 23-year-old car, doesn't drive like a 22 or 23-year-old car. It doesn't even look like an old car, you know. Honestly, the headlights is a giveaway because people honestly immediately know it's a 996. But you know, from any other angle, and quite honestly from the inside, yeah, whatever. The interior is not, you know, setting records or pushing any boundaries, but it's completely livable, guys. And that's really the great thing about this car. It has aged very well. You know, you're not, when you drive this car, it doesn't look like you're driving like a classic, or you know, some, you know, one of those cars that kind of screams what decade it's from. You know, this is obviously early 2000s, but it looks like a very modern car that fits in, and more than that, it's very reliable. These engines, I think it's the Metzger engine. They're known to be pretty bulletproof, and yeah, I haven't had any issues. And I think that you know, Toyotas, Lexus, the Japanese counterparts get a lot of, and as they should, get a lot of praise and accolades for being reliable. You know, decades and decades later, like my NSX, just never had any issues. My Supra, all my, you know, Japanese sports cars, you know, very reliable, no issues. But again, this Porsche, same thing with the other Porsche that I had, the Tiptronic one. I just never had any issues. It was very, very reliable, and I think sometimes people don't mention that enough. You know, they mention the performance, they mention the you know, the looks, the everyday usability, the ease of use, but I think sometimes people overlook the fact that these 996, 911s, and specifically the turbos, are very, very reliable. I've had two of them, and I've had no issues whatsoever. So, you know, that's something that definitely, if you're looking for an affordable super sports car, you know, you want to drive something fun, and specifically you want to drive something in a manual, because obviously now, I don't remember exactly what trim or model you can still get a manual in, but there's very few Porsches that still offer a manual. But here, obviously, at the time was the second highest trim level, I believe, for the 911. And you know, you get a manual. Yeah, it's an older car. It's a 20-year-old car, but it doesn't drive like a 20-year-old car, and it doesn't look like a 20-year-old car. And it's reliable, and it's fun. If you have really small kids, you can fit them in the back, and you can carry some groceries around. So hey, what else can you want, right? So I love this car. It's a lot of fun. I wish I drove it more, but I just wanted to shoot a quick video on it, guys. I haven't been in this car for a minute, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you have a 996 turbo? Do you enjoy it? What are your thoughts on it? Do you prefer the 997s or earlier iterations? Leave your comments below. Really appreciate the support, guys. Give the video a thumbs up, comment below, like, subscribe. Please support the channel. Hope to catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.